That I like. Yes. That will be amazing. Welcome back to the studio, my friends. It's time to create some new lovely music. And today we will be making a song in the style of Ben Böhmer and the Anjunadeep type of vibe, which is just my favorite. We will be doing it exclusively using samples from the Percussion Music Live sample packs. They are my go-to for basically every song I do, so I know that you'll love them too. We will be covering the kick and the bass, the chord progressions of writing progressive house, so very lush sounds, just chords adding to the atmosphere of the song that will develop over time with the song. I really like how these panned out, so that we have added. We'll get into the percussion and the melodic elements of this track. There. We'll also try to do a bit of the ear candy that Ben Böhmer loves to do on his tracks. We only want some of these parts. And then we'll wrap it all up with doing a quick arrangement of the song. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the DAW and get it done. Alright, so we are in the DAW now, and as said, we will be trying to use exclusively stuff from Percussion Music Live when doing this song. And I have their yearly bundles with everything, both from 2021 and from 2022. So we have a bunch of stuff to work from. But as said, we will be doing a Ben Böhmer type of sound. And since Percussion Music Live have done a very good collaboration with Ben Böhmer, I know that we have a sample pack from Ben himself. So I'm thinking that will be a good starting point. And that one should be inside of their team sample packs. And let's see. Yep. So sample pack Ben Böhmer. So looking at the kick, let's just go through a couple of those that we know that Ben Böhmer have supplied us with, and see what we can find. So I think number 5 here is a good one. What I want to do is a song with a long intro and with a very substantial bass and a heavy type of kick sound. So I think that this will be a good starting point. Yeah, I think so. So let's go with this one. And we'll do it as an audio track and not as a MIDI track, I think. So we'll just get this in and duplicate this out so we have it correctly, and then we'll do a long loop. So like that, and then we'll just do a long one. All right, so we have a good kick to start us off with. Moving on from there. Okay, so let's move on and now try to find a good bass line from the sample packs within Percussion Music Live. What I like to do when it comes to creating the chord progressions or the bass lines from these type of sample packs is to actually look more at the MIDI parts of a pack rather than just the normal samples. I like to be able to use, for example, the Diva Synth to create the sound, but still find good melodies. So let's look at the MIDI packs inside of here. And let's look within, let's take the chord progressions, and we'll look at, you see here, we have basically 40 different basses. So let's just see, what do we have? Okay, that could be one. I say we go with the first one, and see where that takes us. So let us now on this MIDI track just load up a diva patch from here. Okay, that's good. Gotta start. That's good to begin with. Let us just add a little EQ on this one. And as you can see, I have what I call the plugin structure. And this is because I got tired of the collections inside of Ableton. I find them quite limited, that you can only use 7 different categories. If you want more information on how to build this type of plugin structure, you can check above here. But let's just load up the normal EQ from Ableton. What I want to be able to do is a bit more filter out different elements. So let's see. We start with it a bit lower. And let's also make sure to just lower down all of the tracks to -6 to begin with, so we don't have clipping on the master channel. So I think that can be something, but I think we also need a supporting bass, which has a more sustained bass line. So let us add that as well and see what happens. And maybe we can basically go with just thinking kind of syncope here. Ooh, that is way too quick. Like here. So I'm thinking of creating a kind of syncope here. Doom, doom. Okay, so now I think we have a bit of a bass line here. Let's see if we play this together, how it sounds. This needs to be longer. Okay, maybe something like that. It's a bit more like floating melody. Let's play this again and see how it sounds now. I'm still not completely satisfied with the end here. I think it should be longer in a way. Okay, let's run with this one for now. It's not the normal type of 4 bars to the beat, so I think we're doing a little bit special here, but that'll be fine. Okay, so we have just the foundation of bassline. We'll work this more later. Let's move on to the next segment, which will be to add a bit of the percussion and atmosphere into this part. Okay, let's move on to finding some good percussion to this song. And we'll go back into PML 2022 and let's look for some of those. Here I'm thinking that we should go back into the sample pack of the themes and look a bit more on Ben Böhmer and what we can find from him. Let's check in the loops here, and maybe we'll look a bit into percussion to begin with and see what we can find. As you can see, I've already from previous songs I've made looked at these. Let's see what this could be like. Not exactly the vibe I was after. This could be something. Pull that one down a bit as well. And let's begin by adding some reverb on this one. Let's see what we have on the standard here. I would like kind of long decay on this one. I want it to be full and lush. And we'll pump this one up a bit. Let's drag it down a bit more as well. Let's take a bit more down as well. Let's run with that. We'll just start and see where this ends up. Let's do it as a bigger loop. So we'll drag this out a bit. So we come to there, and then we can duplicate this one as well to be 2 full ones. Good. Okay, so we have a first percussion loop. To this, of course, we will want some type of hats as well. So let's just continue with the Ben Böhmer stuff here. I love them anyways, so let's see what more we can find. Okay, so I'm thinking we can start with this one and see where we end up. So we'll just pop up a new audio track and try out with this one. We'll pull it down on the volume level as well and see what we got. And we'll add a bit of the reverb to this as well to get a full nice sound. This one we will want out in the stereo field. The quickest way I would do that is to go into my plugin structure. I would go into my, let's see, that would be in the sidechain. No, is it in my general tools? No, stereo spreaders, of course. And we'll take the imager from Isotope. This is a nice plugin which very easily can spread your sound. So we'll pull that bit out like that. Then let's lower the output a bit. Okay, so that is fine. I would like something more interesting as well to spice this up. And I do know that one of the packs that Production Music Live has is called Organica. And I love this type of woodiness and more rough, natural sounds coming from the environment. So I'm thinking that we could pull something in from here, which is the Organica pack within Production Music Live. So let us look at the loops here, if we can find anything interesting. Let's try to just add a bit of ambience to this. Let's cut you down for now. And lower you to quite low. I just want that in the background to be a bit of a cushion of sound. Okay, that is fine to begin with. We will do something about this one, which became more like an ARP than a bass sound, but we'll leave it in for now, but it's probably not going to be that when we end this song. Let's look a bit into the weird stuff here as well. Could actually be something. Bit of a nice touch. Maybe we start that one there. Yeah, I like that. Okay, that's good. Let us as well bring in a clap. And let's, for the clap, go back to Ben Böhmer and just look at his one-shots and what we can find in the clap section. I like that one, but let's look a bit more. Let's do the second one for now. And let's see what type of rhythm we want this to be. Let's lower down the volume as well. So we'll do just the normal type of clap for now and see if we spice things up a little bit later. So we'll go like that, and let's duplicate this out to the track. And on this, let's do a bit of EQing as well. And lower down that. What I don't like is that this became very clashing with our already hat loop. So I say we scratch this idea and we do this more as a snare type of vibe instead. So let's rearrange that and we'll do it as a snare. That will work for now. Let's add a bit of the reverb to this one as well. Cool. Let us begin with this. Okay, so we have a bit of atmosphere, we have a bit of the percussion parts. We'll probably add more later, but let's have this as a foundation moving forward. Okay, before we continue, let's just tidy up a bit in this project file so it doesn't look completely crap. Let's group things a bit. So we'll group these like bass group. Here we have the kick. Here we have some perk loops. And here we have a hat loop. Ambience. Okay, so we want you to go up here, and you are the clap slash snare. So all 4 of you can go into a drums group. The kick, you can have your own group because we might want to process you in another way. And then we have you that are left. You will become just, I don't know, an FX group. For now, let's label you as well. And you. Yeah, what to call you? Let's write what they write, a weird loop. And let's change the color on this. Assign track color. Kick, you can stay like that. Drums, let's assign that track color. And FX, let's do a bit lighter color like that one. Okay, so we got a bit of structure going here now. What I want to continue with from this point is to add a bit of the synth melodic elements that will be lovely to have in this song. So let's look into those parts. For that, I would say that we create a new MIDI track that is not a MIDI track, that is an audio track. So we have a MIDI track, which we will put the Diva synth on. We could, of course, look for the same type that we did with the bass and finding MIDI clips inside of PML. But I think I want to do this instead myself with the Korg mini log that I have next to me. So let's go into the plugin structure. We'll go into the synths and we'll take the Diva patch. And let's just loop this up and try to come up with a couple of different alternatives on how we can do this. Let's, while we just play some ideas here, also record so we remember what we do. Let's just begin with something like this. And let's go into the piano roll, select them all, and then we will quantize them to get them on the grid. And this was just awful, but let's, no, not that part. I wanted to take away this part. And we'll just do like that. Okay, so this is of course a very weak sound now to begin with. So what I want to do now is we go back into the Diva, and in the PML pack, you will also of course receive presets when it comes to Diva. So I'm thinking that we go into the PML packs that we have here from all of the different artists that work with Production Music Live and see if we can find someone that fits and suits our lead sound that we just created. Check Nils Hoffman. Let's see, leads. That I like. Yes. That will be amazing. Okay, so then we want everything to be a bit more structured. Let's listen to that again and see what we can accomplish. this might work. Just need to get the timing right on this, and that will be perfect. Okay, so I think we have a good start on our lead sound with this synth patch that we pulled from Production Music Live and from Nils Hoffman. Shout out to Nils, you are amazing. So let us move on from here and now look a bit on the type of ear candy that Ben Böhmer loves to do. Okay, so we now have a good starting point of this song. It's nothing more than a starting point right now, but I can at least feel the vibe of where this could be going. What I would like to introduce next is a trick that I learned from Ben Böhmer during his masterclass with Production Music Live, which is fantastic. I recommend all of you to check it out. And what that is that he uses the crystallizer to create these amazing type of weird noises that he then resamples out from the Diva patch or whatever he puts it on, and uses that as a bit of an ambience inside of the tracks to glue it all together with a sound that is unique but still fits in the mix, since it's coming from the bass or the synth or somewhere else. So let us try to do that and take the crystallizer and put it on top of our Diva synth. And let's just mute this now to see what it does. So without the crystallizer on, this is what the main synth sounds right now. So it's nice. What we're going to do is we're just going to go through a bit of the presets and see if we can find something in here that we can resample out and use to create a bit of a mat when it comes to the sound points within this track. So let's see what we can find. Oh, there might be something. Ooh. Let's try to use this emeralds and resample this out, only the crystallizer, so we can get this sound into a new. So let's see, then we want an audio track and we want it to be on resampling, and we want to, I think it will be like this. And now it should be then if we press record. Okay, so let's do it like that, and let's now just put that off, since it's quite strong. Let's see what we got out here now. So what we can do with this sound now is, I'm thinking that we use an EQ, so we only get some of the high frequencies. We don't want all of the actual main synth that we already have. We only want some of these parts. that can be as a bit of a top layer on top of the main synth. So if we just play these two together now. Yeah, I think that can be something quite nice actually. Let's take that off completely. Let's see how that sits in the mix with the rest. I like it. I think it's good. Let's do all of the grouping stuff that we did here as well. So this will be the synth group. And then we'll do like this. We'll take this crystallizer sound and we'll put it inside the FX group. Crystallizer. And let's do assign track color and synth. You can be another color. You can be something like that. Okay. Good. So now we have a bit of ear candy. We have the percussion basics. We got the kick, we got the bass. We have a lead synth sound for the song. What we can actually move into now is a bit of the arrangement part of this track. So we get a bit of a feeling of how can we actually take this 16-bar loop that we have now and turn it into a full song. So let's do that as a next step. Arrangement time. Okay, let's take this 16-bar thing to something more interesting. And of course, this is very rudimentary so far. A lot of things are still missing in this track, of course. And when we now start to arrange this song, we will also see a bit of what is missing. For example, we still don't even have chords. It's just bass and the main lead synth so far. But what I'm thinking is that we do a quick and dirty arrangement to see how could we pan this out. And let us do like this, that in the beginning, maybe we start with, so let's do like 1 8-bar. We build it up by 8 bars. So maybe we start off with this. Keep ambience on. We do not have this. We don't have that. We don't have, oh no. We of course want to keep a bit of that, but we push it forward. So what do we have here now? Maybe we have some more perk as well. Maybe we need to have this one in as well. To a drop or something, but maybe we can do you in a bit of automated way where we look at putting back an EQ on you, for example, with a high pass. Crystallizer sound, this one will have to be EQ'd out as well. that might be good to begin with. And straight away, just thinking about it here, I also feel that we're missing some type of more sound in the drums group. Probably if we look at some type of top loop. How could that be? If we look at this. Before we come into the second part here, some type of riser or that type of effect would be interesting to have. Let's see, what do we get up when we search for riser, one shots, Atmos. This is not really the sound we are looking for. How about in the Nils Hoffman? Could you have something? Let's try to add that one and maybe pitch it down a bit. We lower you down, zoom in a bit. We need to pitch you so you're correct. Add the reverb to you as well. We'll take you down more. I'm thinking that we duplicate and then we do a reversal on you and add you like this. Sync between you two. Okay, this might work just to have a bit of a transition when we walk into this second part. Then I want to do the Ben Böhmer type of taking everything away and then building it back up again. So I'm thinking that as we are approaching this end, we take away some elements and build down. Okay, we only take away the kick. Okay, so that should work. We have a bit of an intro and then we do a quick chorus. And then I'm thinking that we do 2 8-bar loops. So that will be a verse type of length where we build everything back up again. So that will be, if we do 2 of those. Let's see what we can accomplish here. So we continue with the ambience and with this one. And then we start to open up a bit on this filter on the main synth. So let's automate a bit on this one, just some quick action. Nothing fancy now. We need to keep this short and sweet, but we'll just do a quick, quick curve where we take this one upwards. Where we start to add elements back in. Good, and then we continue with adding things back, because I'm thinking that after these 16 bars we start with the build-up towards our drop, which will come 16 bars later. So around here will come drop. So we will start bringing things back now. And we'll do like this, and on this one as well we will add some EQ so we can pull it in slow. And this one is the one we want to adjust, and then we want to go maybe up to there. That's good. And then we start to add back this one as well, because what did we have here? But a bit muted too. We do the same type of trick of pulling everything towards the drop. Try to do adding back you here. Or if we now here we do a change. So instead of continuing on like we have, do just an attenuated note here where we continue like this. Back for the drop. So all of it comes back at full force. So you should now not be restricted. You should just be on the top. Like this, we'll just remove it completely. And the top loop as well. And we can add these at this intersection as well. Let's look at the crystallizer, because now we want you to be at full force. So let's make sure that you're pumped up. Some sort of crash or similar. So just noticed that the camera wasn't filming for the last while. That's great. So we continue anyways. Technology is a beautiful thing. So as said, we need some type of crash or similar. And also maybe an offbeat hi-hat pattern when we enter the second one here now. But let's start with finding a crash. Let's try it out and see. Have that as a little build-up in front of, and then following it with this crash. Here. Snare sound as well. If we can add it in correctly. So with this basic pattern that we have right now, this will work. So we continue, and we're thinking a bit about a quick outro here as well. And then we just continue with taking sounds away. And for this one, for example, we continue with instead lowering the EQ. We do like a bit of a curve, so it goes down directly. And here we go downwards with U as well. Fade it out on the bass as well with the EQ. Do the same type of trick. Let's not do a low pass, let's do a high pass. that would just fade out here in the end. Then of course we can't have that harsh of an ending, so we will have to do with some type of delay effect or similar for both the crystallizer and for the diva. But I think this might work as a very quick and dirty way of arranging this track. And from this we will then add, of course, a bunch of things. So a bit of ambience, some type of drone slash floating synth on top, which will give a more rich upper frequency range in the song, and a chord pattern that we will derive from the bass pattern. That will be fairly simple. And then we have quite a full song from this little thing. So let's do a little bit of more tweaking and then look at the final results. We are back. So we have fixed some final things. I listened a couple of times to what we have created so far and felt that a couple of things were missing. So we have now added, for example, a piano group. Let's just listen quickly to what this is. So very lush sounds, just chords adding to the atmosphere of the song. That will develop over time with the song. I really like how these planned out. So that we have added. I also added on the end of the second chorus here, more of like atmospheric top type of vibe to give that second chorus a little jump. We added as well this one when we come to the second part of the song, just to give some new type of things into the song. So I'm thinking that we just do a run through of the song now and see what did we create in the Ben Böhmer and Anjunadeep type of vibe. I hope you liked joining along in this creating a song from scratch. I sure know that I did. I love Ben Böhmer and I love this type of progressive house sound. It's just so atmospheric and feeling, like so much feelings in these songs. So I hope you liked it. Stay tuned to the next one. Thank you.